So I just lie down and I'm like this. I've got Slipper here. Slipper is my big black and white dog, and she sleeps next to me. Literally takes the whole bed up. She's big. She's a big dog. She's part Newfoundland and part standard poodle, and she's massive. And she does not move. If you can push her and kick, she does not move. So I'm literally hanging off the end of the bed. I've then got Nellie at the end of the bed, and you literally just touch her with her toe and she just jumps off. And I've got Dora next to me on the princess pillow. Dora the princess on the princess pillow. Very often I end up with a paw like in my face in the night. Vinny, he has his own sleeping bag on the floor, so he gets into his sleeping bag on a night. So there's me and all of the dogs in there, and we literally go to sleep listening to a Joe Dispenza meditation.
For years, I was caught up in my job, my marriage, and keeping everyone else afloat. I forgot what made me me. Then I picked up a coloured pencil and remembered how much I used to love drawing. That moment showed me that creativity could be a portal freeing up space in my mind, space that wasn't filled with stress or worry. And in that space came a reset. I started to build new habits and little rituals. I realised I mattered too. I began creating time for myself, putting myself first instead of always last. That was the start of my creative comeback. And bit by bit, life lit up again. That's what living in full colour really is. Having the courage to put yourself back in the picture, to feel brighter, braver and more alive. And that's what this podcast is here for, to help you find your spark and live in full colour too.
I'm back with a vengeance. I'm back, and today I want to talk to you about how I ended up living in full colour and the tiny little habits that I have started doing that have literally changed my life and my whole world and my whole perspective and everything. And it started, what did it start with? I'm trying to think of, I think it started with like reflecting on things, which I've kind of always done, but I think I was more intentional with my reflection. You know, something would happen, I'd reflect. It started with setting boundaries. Now, that's not really a habit and taking 5 minutes out of your day and doing this, that and the other, but practicing boundaries, I think, is definitely a good habit. I'm going to say my habit started when I decided I was going to start looking after my body better, which was August 2024. And I decided I was going to make a concerted effort to lose some weight and look at all of the things that I could do and change around not just my eating habits, but how I could sort of change my day so that all of my eating habits would change as well. So I do intermittent fasting. So I start eating around 12:30, like lunchtime-ish, 12:30, 1 o'clock, and I finish at 6. So I do all of my eating in there, and that doesn't mean that I cram as much into my face as possible between those times. That was a decision I made because I felt that it was going to really help my hormones. I read lots of books, all of that kind of thing, and I was like, you know what, this sounds like it could be something for me. And I probably don't do true intermittent fasting because I do drink liquids in the morning that have got collagen in them, so collagen and protein. So it's probably not real intermittent fasting, but you know. So my first habit was my water consumption and when it would start and what I would put into my water in the morning. So I started having a glass of water with electrolytes in it. Now I love the oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the electrolyte now. It's oh gosh, I need to find it. Oh, I use 2. The other one is the Dark Stims one, which is the cherry, which is, oh my gosh, it's absolutely gorgeous. So I have a glass of water filtered water, and electrolytes. And then I have a glass of water with vitamin C, collagen, and turmeric. And they come in like little pouchy things. And I have those in the other glass of water. And when I stir those I've also become a little bit witchy, which we'll touch on in another episode. I think I've always been a little bit witchy, I have to say. So then I stir my 2 glasses of water with the stuff in them, and I'm very intentional when I stir. And I've got like a little affirmation that I have for the day. I've also got an affirmation depending on what jewelry I'm wearing. If I'm wearing sort of like crystal, I've got some black onyx here, and I've got labradorite, and I've also got, I always wear sunstone. I love sunstone. It's my favorite crystal of all time. It's a joyous, happy, vibrant crystal. I just absolutely love it. The black onyx is to shield me from negativity. And the labradorite, I can never remember what labradorite does, but anyway, it does some good stuff. Labradorite does good shit. And then I just wear silver because I just really like silver. Anyway, so there I am, and I'm stirring my my water, and I've got intentions and I have affirmations. You know, what have I got going on that day? Does my communication need to be good? Does my leadership need to be good? Do I need to be really creative? You know, do I need to be really focused and present? If I'm teaching, something like that, I'll have like a little affirmation with my water. So it's very, it's quite my mornings are quite structured, which I love, but I'm also incredibly unorganized. But I really like this little routine, and because it's got that sort of bit of witchiness, witchy woo in it, which I adore and wholeheartely believe in, and just think it's amazing. That kind of makes it quite exciting. So I really look forward to getting up and doing my mornings. I'll regularly every morning pull a card. I've got quite a few different oracle decks, and I'll pull a card. The cards are there for me not to go, oh, this is my future today, this is what's going to happen. It's a thinking point. So I'll pull a card and I'm like, how could I bring this into my world today? How could this help with what I'm doing today? So I'll pull like a little card, and I will sit there, and I will just have, I don't know, 10 minutes, quarter of an hour, just having a little bit of a moment to myself, just thinking, and it's really lovely. So I brought that into my life. My morning routine, before I even get downstairs, my morning routine is that of self-care with my skin. And again, you know, I'm obsessed with skincare. I have to say, I'm obsessed with skincare. I'm also obsessed with like makeup and all of that kind of stuff. I'd never used, well, I did when I was younger, and then I kind of fell out of love with it, and now I'm back with a vengeance. To me, it's not about, and again, there's a lot of reflection gone into this and a lot of journaling gone into this. This isn't about I'm buying these creams and I'm just putting cream on everything. This is about me looking in the mirror and touching my face and looking at my skin and looking at me, and just, you know, realizing what a lovely face I've got, what lovely, you know, lovely skin I've got, the smile wrinkles, the wrinkles up here when I smile, my wrinkles. The reason they're there is because I smile a lot and I laugh a lot, which I do. Laughter is like my number one value. I have to laugh. I've got to laugh every day, like a proper belly laugh. Got to have it, because otherwise, you know, no, gotta laugh. I don't overly like this bit, but I'll sort of smooth skin, and then I'll go like that. Look what would happen if I had a facelift. Look what would happen if I put a big clip behind my neck and just held it all together like that. I'll look at my body in the mirror, and I have lost a lot of weight. I've lost 6 stone, which is over 80 pounds, something like that. I lost a lot of weight. I've lost it quite slowly. It's been over a year. And it's just coming off very gradually. I've started doing reformer Pilates. That's another habit that I've started to do, which is amazing. Oh my God, I can literally feel the muscles in my legs, and I can see my legs starting to be more shapely. It's incredible. And of course my yoga as well. But I'll look at myself in the mirror and I will look at my body, and you know, you might look at my body and go, it's not a great body, Bonny. Look at the wrinkles there, and look at the wrinkles there, and look at that flappy stomach and everything. But I have now worked on myself so much that I look at my body and I'm like, oh, look, you've got a waist. If you do this, your boobs are your boobs are perky. You know, I'm starting to see muscles. I'm starting to really feel that my core again. You know, I can actually see the whole of myself. When I look down, I can see every single part of my body now because there aren't lumps and bumps in the way, you know? And that's what's important, not the cream that I'm putting on, but the cream is almost like a messenger. I'm putting the cream on, and as I'm putting the cream on, I'm noticing my body. I'm noticing that my hands are, you know, they're nice and smooth. When I put, and you can tell I've got a fake tan on, when I'm putting my fake tan on, never used to wear fake tan. I put the fake tan on and I'm like, do you know what? My décolletage looks really nice. When I'm putting my makeup on, you know, I'm looking at my face, I'm looking at what I look like, and because it's me and because I love who I am, my face could look like anything and I would still love it. So that is a lovely little morning habit as well that I have, you know, looking at that and brushing my teeth and all of that rubbish. Not that brushing teeth is rubbish, but you know what I mean. I always talk to my dogs in the morning, always talk to my dogs. Oh, the other thing that I do as well on a night, well, that's my nighttime routine, but I've started to wear mouth tape. And at first I really hated it. And now I'm actually, you know, I mean, I wake up in the morning sometimes and I literally ripped it off. But I was ending up with like that in the night. like my chin hanging out and drooling, you know, and then my lines were getting bigger in my face. I'm very vain. So yeah, I've started to put like a, you know, mouth tape on, which has helped with like little bits of snoring and all of that kind of stuff. Although the weight loss has helped enormously with the snoring. My daughter would tell you a story or two about my snoring. I literally woke up one night when I think we were in Finland last year. Was it last year or the year before? We were in Finland, and I woke up and she was there standing over me. I don't know whether there was an actual pillow in her hands, but she was like, oh my God, I think she was crying. I can't bear it. You're snoring so loudly. And I got a cold and all of that kind of thing. Anyway. So yeah, so all of these little habits before I even get downstairs. So I'm literally loving myself before I get downstairs. And then, you know, before I pick my phone up and I start, you know, with my day, I already feel good about myself.
Don't forget, my app Spark by Bonny Snowdon is free to try until the 13th of January 2026. Just search Spark by Bonny Snowdon in the App Store or Google Play, download it and enjoy daily boosts of creativity and confidence while it's still fun.
And it's amazing. It's amazing. These little tiny habits. Reading. I've brought reading back massively into my life, and not just reading my novel. I have a poetry book that I read. I might sound really like. I have a poetry book. My sister bought it for my birthday this year, and it's gorgeous. It's a big thick book, and it's got yellow, and it's got gorgeous like painting on the front, and it's called Lovely Poems for the End of Each Day. And that is part of my routine. That is part of my nighttime routine. I sit, the first thing I do, so I do all of my nighttime routine and I take all of the day off my face, and I love it. And last night I put like a mask, a Korean mask on. Oh my God, it was amazing. Not a Korean mask, not a mask that I look like a Korean person, but an actual collagen mask. That would be so funny, wouldn't it? A collagen mask, to put that on and get into bed and I, put my pajamas on and I sit in bed and the dogs are all there with me. And the first thing that I do is my journaling. So I get my gorgeous notebook out, and I've been journaling now since the beginning of July, every single night since the beginning of July. I've been journaling. And some days it's like an essay and it takes 2 or 3 pages. Sometimes it's literally just a line. Sometimes it's very deep. Sometimes it's sort of frivolous and just like a load of words, but every day there is something that I journal about, which I really love. Then I get my poetry book out and I read the poem of the day, and they're all like labeled with the date, so I read the poem of the day. Then I'm reading the Joe Dispenza. I keep on calling it Being Superhuman. It's not. It's called Being Supernatural. So I'm reading that. I'm doing a couple of pages a day because it's quite full on. I really like it. Then I read my novel. And at the moment I'm reading the Kristin Hannah, The Great Alone. Oh my God. It's an amazing book, but oh my God. It's literally... Oh God, it's just like, I don't know if you've ever read a Kristin Hannah book, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. So I've read The Nightingale, I've read The Women, I'm now reading The Great Alone. I'm about to finish it, and I've got another 2 books of hers to read, which I'll be taking on holiday with me. She is just an unbelievable storyteller, but anyway, so then I read my novel, and then and before I do all of that, so when I come into my bedroom, before I start anything, I light all of the candles, and all my candles are on my windowsill, and I've got my crystals on my windowsill. It's kind of like my little altar, I guess. I've got all my candles. I never used to like candles. They always used to, I used to have didn't like them. Now I've got flipping loads. So I light all my candles, and then read my novel. And then when I'm like, right, I'm gonna go to sleep now, blow all my candles out. And then I do a meditation, and it normally takes me off into sleep. So I have a number of meditations. They're all Joe Dispenza ones, and I have a number of his meditations, and I choose one and I set it off going. And if you've done a Joe Dispenza meditation, it's so funny. There's a guy on TikTok who takes them off, and it's hysterical. He literally has I think it's it must be to do with frequency, the way he talks, because he doesn't normally talk like that. But you literally put it on and it just goes, sit up and relax. And the first time I heard it, I was like, what on earth is this? How am I going to meditate to this? I'm just going to be giggling all the way through. But actually, once you get used to it, it's so good. And every night when I go to bed, I'm like, sit up, and I'm like, no, I'm lying down. So I just lie down and I'm like this. I've got Slipper here. Slipper is my big black and white dog, and she sleeps next to me. Literally takes the whole bed up. She's a big dog. She's part Newfoundland and part standard poodle, and she's massive, and she does not move. If you can push her and kick, she does not move. So I'm literally hanging off the end of the bed. I've then got Nellie at the end of the bed, and you literally just touch her with her toe and she just jumps off. And I've got Dora next to me on the princess pillow. Dora the princess on the princess pillow. Very often I end up with a paw in my face in the night. Vinny, he has his own sleeping bag on the floor, so he gets into his sleeping bag on a night. So there's me and all of the dogs in there, and we literally go to sleep listening to a Joe Dispenza meditation. So it's no wonder we're such a happy family. It's no wonder we're always smiling and laughing and just being joyous, and because I've got all of these lovely routines, and I can't remember anything else. I've got all of these little tiny things that I do, and I just love it. And I have a cup of coffee about 10:30 every morning. I have a cup of coffee with my keto creamer in it and my collagen in there, and it's just really, really nice. So again, it's probably not intermittent fasting because I'm kind of having protein and all of that kind of stuff, but in liquid form, so it kind of doesn't count. But it's really nice, and I really love it. And and the sign off that I put on when I'm doing my journaling, I sign it off every single night. I love my life, even if I've had a really crappy day. I will sign it off with, even though today has been really shit, I still love my life. Which is really nice. And going to bed with that meditation, I think is gorgeous. And then in the morning when like I said, I kind of do like a bit of an affirmation and decide what bracelet I'm going to wear and what I'm going to kind of infuse into it. And yeah, and that is how I have started to really enjoy my life and really, I guess, live in full colour by just bringing in these tiny little things and making them habits.
That's enough waffling from me. Here's to living in full colour.